I must say, I was slightly entertained to. I didn't get to the shop to buy a newspaper today until quite late, and I did actually pick up like some sort of surreptitious, dirty schoolboy fingering the top shelf. I did pick up a copy of the Daily Mail because I was interested to see what Boris would actually write, and what he's done is to write an entire page, a sort of advert for Ozempic fluid, which is some sort of anti obesity fluid which is injected into you, which is supposed to make you less voracious, less hungry. And he says that it stopped working for him, and that he's now back on the cheddar and chorizo, and raiding the fridge in the middle of the night. He's the headline: "Say goodbye to that lust for a bacon sandwich," a reference presumably to Ted Miliband. It's not morally wrong to use drugs to diet, he says. So what I can't understand is, I'm sure he's been paid what, 10, 15,000 pounds for this one piece. If you count it up by the word, it's dripping with wealth, and it's actually quite well written. Of course, it is. He's a very good writer, but my goodness, the thought that goes in the back of my mind is, was he also paid by the Ozempic pharmaceutical people? He's very precise about the nature of the drug, the drug's name, and is it? It goes beyond a sort of whimsical confession about his own struggle with weight loss. I thought while he was Prime Minister, he was doing all these runs with the dog. No, he was having injections into his bottom with some sort of wonder drug, which eventually gave him headaches. And he says, I must have been losing 4 or 5 pounds a week, maybe more, when all at once it started to go wrong. I don't know why exactly. Maybe it was something to do with constantly flying around the world and changing time zones, but I started to dread the injections because they were making me feel ill. Well, there we are. But he quite liked the injections to start with. I suppose it stopped him staining the sofa. But one minute I would be fine, and the next minute I'd be talking to Ralph on the big white phone, and I'm afraid that I decided that I couldn't go on. For now, I am back to exercise and willpower, not much. But I look at my colleagues, leaner, but not hungrier. And Nadine, and I hope that if science can do it for them, maybe one day it can do it for me and everyone else. Well, maybe. I believe we are still in the foothills of what these drugs can do. They could be transformative. I talked to Mads Thompson, the brilliant Dane who led the research for semaglutide, and he described how these drugs will eventually become more cheaper and orally ingested. Well, yeah, I think I need to draw the line at oral ingestion. Don't you? Shall I stop there? It's just well, I look forward to the next instalment of Boris's. I turn the page and there's a person in a bikini. I thought all that had gone from these newspapers. Clearly not. It's so dull. I've wasted my money. But there we are, late at night, and I've had a day of drawing and doing bits and pieces and teaching, and I did have rather a nice lesson this evening, by the way. I've started teaching some stuff about Greek and and Babylonian and Norse mythology. It's the today we were doing creation stories and Ganuga Gap and the chaos which produces Nyx and the egg that Nyx lays. So very very interesting, the whole idea of parthenogenesis. It's all there in ancient Greece as well. And then we also touched on Babylon and the Enuma Elish, and Gilgamesh got a look in as well. It was brought up. Was there an idea about a primeval egg in ancient Chinese mythology? I don't know. Maybe you know. Maybe you know. I'd love to know if Chinese mythology also begins with a creation story from an egg. From an egg. It's like something Boris could produce, isn't it? Egg. Omelette. Omelette. Great. Great play by Shakespeare. Have you seen Something Rotten? Such a good Broadway musical. Such a good with the big song, a musical, something so extraordinary as a musical. It's that time of night, isn't it? Stop.